Alright guys, starting off the episode here. I'm just doing some AFK fishing, or quote unquote AFK fishing. I guess all fishing is AFK, I guess, in my mind, because I don't think you ever really have your hands on the keyboard when you're fishing, ever. Um, Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, the plan is to go and get my mining up a bit. There's a mine just northwest of here, and get my mining up and start getting my crafting up. So once I get my mining up to like say 30 or something, then I'll start going over to the silver ore. I'm also going to periodically be buying the ore in the shop over here, the silver ore I believe that they sell, and gold ore, just to get my crafting up to, I think it's 46 I need for Fremennik Isles, and then after that I'm going to work on the wood cutting requirement, which is 56 I believe. So I think we got enough fish here. We'll start doing that. So this is what I'm talking about as far as buying ores. Hring here sells 5 silver ore. They're kind of expensive. They're 82 each, but we need the crafting levels anyways. Coal is really cheap here, 50 coins. It only makes sense to buy as much as you can, and it restocks fairly quickly. I'm also going to buy some of this bronze stuff too, just to make some more bronze bars and sell them, because they are selling for right around 500 each, so it's an easy way to make money. Yeah, so I'm going to do this, few inventory trips of this, and then I'll go start mining as well to get my mining level up a little bit. I'm going to need it up to like 50 something I think to do Heroes quest, and yeah, we'll go from there. Now one trick you can do with the looting bag is step out here to the unguarded place, throw your ore in it, and then go back, and that way it saves you running further to the bank. It's just a little bit shorter. Alright, so it didn't take us that long, maybe 10 or 15 minutes to buy all these ores here from that little shop. It restocks pretty darn fast. I ended up with 114 silver, about 100 bronze bars, and some gold and some steel bars or iron bars. Alright, there's 21 mining coming in. We can now use our mithril pickaxe and get rid of the bronze one. Probably going to go until like probably 31 mining, so that we can put an offer in on the GE for an Addy pickaxe, and try to train a little bit more efficient, not have to use mithril all the way up to 50. We're going to head to the other Fremennik Isle. Nita's not. I believe I have to start the first portion of this Fremennik Isles quest to be able to get access, but then we will be able to have one of the closest smithing or smelting places, furnaces, one of the closest furnaces to a bank. Another benefit of starting Fremennik Isles is there's these yaks right here you can kill. They have 100 HP I believe, so they're like almost as good as like sand crabs, but not quite. Or maybe it's 50 HP. Regardless, they have 1 defense or whatever, and it's used to be one of the real popular places actually for training like strength and attack and whatnot. Alright, so I was just working on my silver bars here, and I noticed that when I hit crafting level 47, I have a total of 1,000, now 1,001 total level. And we're almost done with our silver ore. Alright, so we went ahead and cooked some of the raw food that we had in our bank and ended up getting level 43 cooking. And as far as the bars went, I ended up with 110 bronze. I'll save like probably 10 of those for quests if I need some random bronze items, and then I'll sell the rest of them on the GE. And then all the silver bars I turned into bolts for the crafting XP. So that's a decent one of fletching XP now too. Just out here cutting some oak trees at the gnome stronghold, and every time this patch gets full of weeds again I come rake it, and we just managed to hit farming level 9, and we're currently sitting at 48 wood cutting, so we got about 8 more levels to go. Alrighty, there's level 50 woodcutting coming in. Just 6 more levels to go. Alrighty, and there's the 56 woodcutting. Now we can go do Fremennik Isles. And we also managed to hit one more farming level there. Our farming is now 11. And it took us a little over an hour and a half to hit 56 woodcutting, and in that time we collected 719 oak logs. Alrighty, before we go and decide to do the Fremennik Isles quest or complete it, I want to go ahead and use up some of the XP that I have in my bank, such as all the logs and some of the steel bars, just in case I was to get PK'd, so that way I don't lose that XP. And we're starting out with 34 fletching here. Let's see how far 700 logs roughly gets us. Alright, so I just remembered that I threw those bronze bars in the GE yesterday, and I didn't see that they had sold, so I'm guessing that the prices went down. So I'm going to want to change the price, figure out what they're going for now, and re-put them back in, because I don't want to be left with a stack of bronze bars that just goes to any PK that kills me. It would just be kind of like a waste of money. Alright, so what happened is I had put those bronze bars in, and obviously someone came through later and threw in a bunch of bronze bars at a little over 100 GP each. I ended up actually buying him out. I bought out like, I think he only had like 14 left in stock, or left in the GE, so I bought his out. It pays to do that without, I mean, obviously you don't know how many there would be in there, but I was just hoping that there wouldn't be too many, so I did like a quantity of 50. And I managed to buy out his 14, and then I put them all, and then I checked the price again, and the next highest was 500 each. So then I put all the bronze bars back in there for 490. Hopefully they'll start selling now. Alrighty, and there's 43 fletching. We can now start making those silver bolts that we stockpiled up. Although I don't know how many feathers we got. We only have 625 right now. Curious to see what the XP is. It's 142 apiece. How I like to make darts or bolts is I like to have it where they're right next to each other, and I'll click on one, and then you can double click on the opposite one instead of going back and forth instantly. I've always found it easier to click on one, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click, double click. It's the same, you're essentially doing the exact same thing, but I feel like it's just a little bit faster and a little bit easier to be quick at. But everybody has their own preferences. Well, it got us about a level and a half anyways, doing the 625. Obviously I'll have to go and get more feathers to do these, but I'll probably do about another, I don't know, maybe 100 worth of oak logs. Yeah, I'll do about another 100 worth of oak logs. And then the rest of the oak logs we'll use that for fire making. Okay, and there is 50 fire making coming in. I'm going to stop right there with as far as doing any more fire making, and I'm thinking I'll probably just sell these logs. I know they're going for roughly 150 each in the GE, and I feel like it's too slow of training at this point to be using them. So I think I'm just going to sell them for a little bit of cash to maybe buy some item that I could put in storage. Alrighty, so I decided to do a run of air runes since I already had some essence in the bank. And I ended up getting up to 11 rune crafting from just one run. Alright, and there is Fremennik Isles completed. That brings us up to 56 quest points and 48 crafting, 20 or 34 construction, and we're up to total level of 1068. Alrighty, and there's completion of the dig site. Brings us up to 58 quest points, and we ended up getting 38 mining and 24 herbal ore. Very nice. Alrighty, and there is Merlin's Crystal completed. I'm up to 64 total quest points now. I also managed to get 31 herbal ore. I managed to buy like 15 or so Harlander herbs off the GE. Alrighty, and there's Haziel Cult completed. Now we can finally go to the museum, claim our kudos to start Bon Voyage. Alright, and one of those quests actually gave me an antique lamp. We're going to throw that in herbal ore as usual. And that got us to 32 herbal ore. Alrighty, and there's Bon Voyage completed. We're up to 66 quest points, and we also got access to Fossil Island. So that way we can do our birdhouse runs. And there's 74 thieving coming in. Alrighty, and we've freed Pirate Pete. A little bit more access to the Cullmancer's chest. And there's 7 members left for me to protect. But the big thing is we got the fishbowl helmet and the apparatus for being able to do giant seaweed runs. Obviously, we need to get our farming up next to be able to do those. That way, every time we do a birdhouse run, we do a giant seaweed farm run at the same time. Alrighty, so I did some cabbage seeds and a guam seed that I stole from the master farmers. I planted those, and I managed to hit 15 farming. So then I went ahead and started making some of my oak saplings and just planted my first one. I grabbed 5 tomatoes from the gnome stronghold, and that's the payment for oak saplings. So I can go and grab a couple more baskets worth of those, and then plant these other ones. And hopefully 4 oak trees will be enough to get us the farming level that we need, which is 23, I believe, for giant seaweed. Nice. Also check the GE, and sure enough, our bronze bars did finally sell. I had to lower the price quite a bit. It went down to $299. I might have been able to get more if I waited longer, but it took like 3 days just for these to sell anyways at $299 a piece. Alrighty, well, that feels like a big waste of time. So I did not know that when you try to go down to farm giant seaweed, you may not enter the water on a Deadman World. I don't understand why. This was going to be my source of crafting XP. But now I'm going to have to rethink as to how I'm going to do all my crafting, because giant seaweed is literally the fastest crafting XP for basically an Iron Man style account. And I would consider this game mode kind of an Iron Man style because of the fact that you can't reliably buy resources on the Grand Exchange, especially in mass quantities. So, back to the drawing board as far as the crafting side goes, but at least we can still do our birdhouse runs. Alrighty, so we did go and do some fishing and cooking while we were waiting for our trees to grow. And managed to hit 50 fishing and 51 cooking. And we made it over the 1100 total level. We're 1110 now. Let's see how much XP we get. Okay, it's that 3.8k a piece that popped us to 24. Alright, that brought us to 28. And this will put us at 30. We can now grow willow trees. Alright, last tree here. Let's see what we end up with. 32 farming. We can now plant Renar seeds. I think I'm going to finish up this episode by doing a quick birdhouse run. Oh shoot, I forgot my chisel and my hammer. Yeah, I can't build them, but we got up to 18 hunter from that one. 22 hunter, 25 hunter, and 27 hunter. So I believe, I'm going to tally Tavarak real quick, make sure I get out of here. I believe we have the next level to do the next birdhouse. Oh yeah, we got plenty. We can actually do the willow birdhouse traps now. So that'll be quite a bit more XP for each birdhouse for my next run. But I gotta go get a hammer and a chisel, and I gotta make a new necklace because that was my last charge on that one. Anyways, we're gonna finish off this episode here. Sitting at total level of 1,142. And quest points is at 67 now. If you guys liked the video, be much appreciated. And feel free to subscribe if you want to see future episodes. Thanks.